Studio check.
Frequencies check.
We are live on air.
You are listening to the In Fact Blessing the Airwaves. Take the journey into the world of sports, news, entertainment, while embracing the hottest beats on the planet. Rocking the mind, body, and with energy, electricity, and a splash of controversy. Now, without further ado, it's our pleasure to bring to you
The biggest show in the world.
Biggest show in the world.
the biggest show in the world, the SBTV Nation.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Dream in the House. It is right now happy hour as far as we're concerned. 9 o'clock in the morning, or a little bit after 9, as we would like to call it, on a Thursday. Me and my boy, the Mad Hatter, here, biggest show in the world, SBTV Nation. Let's talk some sports.
It's Friday Eve, Dream.
Friday Eve, as he likes to put it. Gang, we are so sorry, Connecticut. I cannot express to you, our weather right now is just bananas.
Stupid.
It's just bananas. We go from one day, it's like, we think the spring is coming. The next day, it's a blizzard. Februaries have started in the last, I would say, 3 years at?
Pretty much.
Last 3 years, February has been a big question. Generally in Connecticut, growing up in Connecticut, going into February, if you had got to February, it was a wrap. You were good.
Yep.
You get that occasional, but it wasn't quite frequent. However, the last 3 years, February has turned out to be a snowy month for Connecticut. But what's crazy about February is, just before we got our last significant snow a week and a half ago, swear to you, the Wednesday, I think it started on a Thursday or a Friday, I can't remember, but the Wednesday before that, it was literally 58 degrees outside.
Yeah.
Cats are driving motorcycles. You know what I'm saying?
Top down.
People are out running around, tank tops. And you're like, yo, this is. And then the next day, we get like 8 inches of snow, which is crazy.
It's berserk. We got more than that, Dream. I mean, up in the shoreline on some of my properties, I got like 15 inches of snow, brother.
And I have to apologize because Hat has been out at all the protests about Trump harassing the people, telling them to get back to work. Before he comes on the show, he is out violently, telling people they got to go to work, they got to find jobs,
man.
And all that rhetoric.
Well, you know what? And I'm glad you brought that up, Dream, because I'm looking at a hashtag here that's trending. It's called Day Without Immigrants. And I guess some idiotic person came up with this thing that they want to go on strike if you're an immigrant, whether you're legal or illegal. How many people do you actually think are going to actually do this? Because you know what? I have a feeling 99% of the people are grateful that they have jobs and would never even think of taking a day off today to protest. 99% of the people, I would think. The other 1% will probably find themselves without a job the next day, Dream, to be honest with you.
A lot of cats don't feel their jobs, though. I mean, very few.
So then go work somewhere else. Just be happy you got a job.
And it doesn't work like that.
Okay.
Okay, it doesn't work like
Son.
that. People work because you have to put food on your table. And a lot of people, there's a very small percentile of the country that actually like their jobs and their situations.
It's not about liking your job.
That's why sports to me and athletes and some of the crap that they get involved with, to me, is just disheartening, because it's like, dude, you get paid and you get overly paid to play a child's game. Meanwhile, there's some poor guy putting his life on the line or doing some job that nobody wants to do that gets paid nothing, and yet he's not being an idiot, but you are.
It's not about liking your job. It's about having the luxury of being able to provide for your family by getting paid money to go to work. That's what it's all about, okay? And you know what? I saw an absolutely beautiful tweet from somebody, and I'm going to shout them out right now because I think it's an outstanding tweet. Best one I've seen in months. So much respect for Mere Observer. Says as follows: I am a legal immigrant. I will proudly go to work today to serve my community. Grateful to my new home, the USA.
Oh, that's awesome that you found one.
I could go
tweet
no.
out of the billion people in this country have found one tweet to back him up. Get Roxanne.
That is a beautiful tweet, Dream.
Hey,
That
you
is
know
a
what?
beautiful tweet.
Dude, just fall back. You know what? We're about to shut politics
you know
down.
what, man? You know what? Because and I'm glad you and I are like brothers because you and I differ so much in opinions on this.
Yeah,
stuff,
my point, because my point is he's just trying to hold it down for this dude. Listen, I'm going to just keep it real in here, man. There's a guy working at McDonald's right now that is not feeling his job, but at least he's holding it down for his family.
It's not about that,
you know what
though.
I mean?
It's not about that. It's a fact that he's got to put food on the table. Because let me tell you something.
But I get that too. But he ain't happy about the way he's putting the food on the table, though.
Okay, but still, you're gonna put your family's food and clothes at risk by doing a Twitter movement today? I don't think so. That's all I'm trying to get at, Dream. You know, I see. Here's the deal. I get up and I work every day, and like yesterday, I was in a Home Depot store at 6 a.m. in the morning, and I got home after 11 last night. That's the hours that I worked, okay? And I'm not plugging Home Depot. They're not paying me to say that. It's just I go there all the time because I have to buy building materials. But what I'm saying is that I work my ass off, and I see a lot of people that are lazy out there, and it drives me crazy. Crazy.
I get that, but I think we all need to understand, and now I know let's be honest, your work just recently picked up a lot because of certain situations that happened in your life over the last few months. And then prior to that, I know you've always worked, and even me myself, I used to get up at 5 in the morning and sometimes didn't come home until 12 o'clock. I get that. And I get, like, for the person that's not working, sitting on your butt, collecting a check or whatever, I'm not feeling that.
Right.
Okay, that's the last thing I'm feeling.
Yep.
Trust, go get a job. I worked for, for years. Lord knows. So I get that. But I do understand that there's a lot of the population, who are not happy with where they're employed at or not happy with the particular job they have, that probably aren't getting paid appropriately like they should be. So I just can understand some of their concerns.
I understand that. Okay. Well, anyway, moving on to athletes that don't like to work at times. Talking about the Golden State Warriors the other night in Mile High in Denver, who want to give up 24 three-pointers to the Denver Nuggets the other night, Dream, and the over comes over by 2 points. I text you in the first quarter, and I told you this game's a problem. I could not believe they scored. The Nuggets scored 79 points in the first half, Dream.
Right.
Absolutely crazy. I have to honestly apologize about that play. I thought that play was solid. And
I don't wait. Before you get no apologies about the play, and obviously we always apologize for any information that we give you that doesn't come to fruition. Obviously, we're always sad about that. However, whenever we give out something, and especially as animated as we were about that particular game and that particular play, we obviously thought that there was a very high chance of that play hitting. Now, first of all, the first comment I want to make is, I don't know if you know this, but the line did rise to 242.
And I didn't get it.
So some of our audience, I think, that got on it may have gotten a push, and I hope that you guys got a push out of it. However, the first quarter of that game, 42-30, Denver 42, Golden State 30, okay? 72 points scored in the first quarter. I don't know it for a fact. That's got to be one of the high, but it's still, even if it wasn't, it's got to be one of the highest first quarter scoring all season.
And you know what, too? And we were correct about our synopsis of the game where we thought that Golden State would take their foot off the gas to a certain extent. That was our method behind that.
We just didn't expect the Nuggets. The Nuggets to put the pedal to the metal.
I didn't expect the Nuggets to be shooting 24 threes in the game. If anything, the Nuggets was the money line play.
McNuggles was the money line play of the day. I mean, you're right. Absolutely right. We did not. I felt Golden State was going to take their foot off the gas, which when you look at the box score, Golden State actually really didn't, though. I mean, they did put up 30 in the first, 31 in the third. You know, they did have the 24-point second quarter. But what I think is, like you said, like we both said, the Nuggets just came out and they were gangbusters. And, you know, I had gotten to this game by the fourth quarter, and I think we were at like the fourth quarter. They still needed 47 points. We had a great chance in the fourth.
Oh yeah.
But then you know what happened? Golden State made a little tight surge.
Of course they did. And you know what, Dream? Here's the beauty of it. Well, and here's the punch in the nuts is that last night the Golden State Warriors went significantly under.
Yeah, but then they're going to say it's because of who they played, though. Because we had known, I know you knew because somebody had tweeted it out. The Nuggets had given up. The Nuggets are known for giving up a ton of points.
All right, but you know what? At the end of the day, so the plays that we gave out on the NBA Monday were for last night, Dream, not Monday night. I'm just kidding around. That sounds a little capperish. But
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah. Oh, that wasn't the VIP package.
Yeah. Because I gave out
the
the Utah Jazz, but it was for last night, not
Yeah,
Monday.
that was our regular Monday play package.
I meant it was for Wednesday night.
You need to upgrade, guys. That's what you need to do. Stop.
Oh,
anyway, we do apologize about that. That didn't work out. And hey, sometimes the cookie does not crumble. Really quick, we'll get into a little bit what went down last night. I mean, we're not going to be really quick because let's just get into what went down last night. Spurs on top of the Magic of note. Cavaliers are rolling again. Got a little bit of momentum, it appears, as far as beating the Pacers last night at home. That worked out for them. Raptors beat the Hornets in a kind of an impressive fashion, 90-85. We also had the Thunder, which was a play that I was on. The OKC Thunder beat the Knicks because the Knicks stink. The Clippers over the Hawks, and Golden State killed the Kings as usual. I don't think there's any surprise. There were no real surprises last night other than maybe the Heat beating the Rockets. That might have been a surprise to some.
I'm looking at what the line was on OKC because I missed that last night. 7.5. Oh man, what a great spot.
No, I think it was more 7.5.
7.5 I have here.
We're home.
Yeah, I got it here. 7.5. Wow, I can't believe I missed that.
They were just giving 7.5 to the Sacramento Kings?
No.
That's not right.
Oklahoma City I'm talking about versus
Oklahoma City was 7. Yeah, Oklahoma was giving 7 to the Knicks. Yeah, I was all over that.
Yeah, definitely.
I was all over that. I gave that. I talked to Jim Roman's a douche in Vegas, girl 92661 about that. Unfortunately, along with that, I was also, and we're going to move right over to hockey right now, I also tried to jump on the San Jose Shark bandwagon again last night, figuring the Sharks are, and it's killing me because if I would just listen to some of the stuff I say on the show, I did say 5 games ago, let's leave the Sharks alone and watch them for a minute. Because I thought that they were going to go into a slump, which they are in a slump right now. You know, the Sharks ended up losing last night to the Panthers, and they were up in this game, and they ended up losing to the Panthers in overtime last night. The Florida Panthers in their house, where they've been absolutely amazing in their house. So the San Jose Sharks, gang, listen, it is time to fall back with them. They are not old reliable anymore as of right now. They're going through this little slump thing that we've seen out of hockey teams throughout the course of a season. This is not the first time we've seen this. There was a spot last year when the Islanders went through the same thing. The year before, I think, remember the Canadiens started out hot and it fell off. So it's time to pull back off the San Jose Sharks. Now, what's great about that is there's a couple other teams that are starting to pick up the pace in hockey that we can start taking a look at. So we need to definitely fall back on the Sharks. I mean, I feel that the Sharks are going to be back, and I definitely feel the Sharks are a problem in the playoffs. And, I'm looking at this team. I think they got a great shot to win the Stanley Cup this year. I think they got a fantastic shot to win the Stanley Cup this year. But we do need to fall back from them right now.
Well, you know what's beautiful about the slides is that's when you pound the future odds.
Sure.
Because the future odds are going to change, obviously. You know what I mean? If a team goes in and loses 5 out of 7, chances are they're going to jump, I'd say maybe like a 12-1 shot, maybe to a 15-1 shot or something like that. So that might be something to take a look at. moving forward, Dream. As far as that's concerned. I like doing that in college hoop. I have not played any futures in college hoop yet. I'm still trying to figure this thing out. And from what I understand, Florida lost their center. So I think Florida is going to be a wrap. I hate to jump around a little bit, but unless you want to, unless you have any other NHL before we talk about college hoop, because we got to recap the fact that Virginia lost to the Dukies.
Right. Well, I was going to get ready to move to there first. Just really quick as far as the NHL is concerned, Columbus Blue Jackets beat the Maple Leafs last night. The Blues beat the Red Wings, and the Flames beat the Flyers as well. We have talked about the dysfunction as far as the Philadelphia Flyers are concerned. We will keep that in mind moving forward. We also talked about the Colorado Avalanche being a terrible team as well. Avalanche dropped another one the day before yesterday, which was on Tuesday. The Avalanche got beat by the New Jersey Devils. So, and it's funny that we weren't on because there was a couple of plays that night I did like. Also, two teams we got to keep an eye on as far as rising and maybe to move over, get off of San Jose and start paying attention to. I've had a lot of success with the Pittsburgh Penguins, and the Edmonton Oilers as well are my other two kind of backup teams that I look to right now as far as moving forward is concerned in hockey. Also, be advised, there was a coaching change as far as the Montreal Canadiens are concerned. The Montreal Canadiens went out, and I believe they picked up the coach that the Boston Bruins let go. So there has been a coaching change with Montreal. However, I think that's a positive, not a negative.
All right. Sounds good, brother.
And that's where I'm at as far as hockey is concerned. Happy for you getting the last night. Big ups to you. Also, you did talk about your bad call. You didn't talk about your good call as the UConn women got done on Monday night.
I don't think they won too impressively, though. I think it was only by 11.
I know, like for them, that's not impressive. But they covered their spread, no?
I didn't see. I couldn't find a spread on them.
Okay, I thought you had a spread on that. I'm sorry.
I couldn't find it. I looked high and low, bunch of different books, and no one had the spread yesterday, Dream. No one. Or the other day, Monday, I should say. But, yeah, 100 wins in a row, so congratulations to the UConn women. That's a lot of games, brother. What was that, like 5 years, 5.5 years, something like that? They haven't lost?
Yeah, ridiculous. And they did win by 11. I don't know. Oh, the game went double overtime, by the way.
The women did?
Yeah.
Oh, God. I didn't even watch it. I was too busy pissed off about the Golden State Warriors and Nuggles scoring a basket every time I turned around.
The Nuggles, I can't believe it. The Nuggles were going ham, y'all.
They weren't.
That lets you know the power of a hat wager.
Yes. Right on.
Oh, Hat took the under? Let's go. Let's fire it up. Cats ain't played that good since their last year in college.
Absolutely.
Trying to get into pros.
Right on.
So now moving forward as far as basketball is concerned and college basketball, let's turn our attention to the men's college basketball as it is starting to heat up just a tad. Hat's already talked about Duke beating Virginia.
Very surprised at that one.
I'm not.
You're not?
I'm not, because this Virginia team has been, they've just been on the slide.
Yeah, they have.
They've been on the slide. And once again, Virginia comes to the party with the same thing in years past. They just are offensively challenged. This team, they do play good defense. They're stout with defense, but they just, offensively, they can't get it done. They don't have that consummate pure great shooter or a couple of great shooters. They just miss offense. This team, I don't know why, but they lack offense, and they lack it seems like every season.
Seems that way, bro. Just seems that I thought last year was their best shot, to be honest with you.
I thought last year was your best shot too, but I did say that their offense, dude, they had just lost to Virginia Tech, by the way.
I feel you.
Prior to that.
I know.
And not to mention the loss to Syracuse, which to me is just a ridiculous, awful, terrible loss, because I don't think the Syracuse is at all good, and that's a terrible loss for them.
I agree with you. Well, the Va Tech one is brutal, I think.
Oh.
Va Tech beats them. North Carolina beats NC State. SMU beats Tulane. Creighton goes down to Seton Hall. South Carolina goes down to Arkansas. Maryland, your boy Trimble, had 32 points last night, and they won impressively at Northwestern, Dream.
Maryland is starting to make a little bit of a push right now. They're starting to look like they're finding a little bit of themselves and maybe starting to play to fruition. like you like to point out, I do think that Maryland's talent was better last season. However, mentally and playing together as a cohesive unit, they seem to be better in their game execution this season.
Would you like to hear who the odds-on favorite is right now to win the NCAA tournament?
Odds-on favorite to win the NCAA tournament right now, it's got to be, well, I mean, Gonzaga's number one.
The Zags.
Yeah, see, look at that.
8-1 odds, Dream, at the top of the food chain.
You guys want to take Gonzaga to win that? Let me know. Get in touch with me via DM, and I will
You going to hold the bet?
take all of that, yeah.
8-1 shot, brother. I don't know. I'm looking at the rest of it.
Those are jokes, and I know some idiot will be hitting me up on Twitter. Hey, Dream!
Of course they are.
I heard you want to take the Gonzaga bet.
I
I'm
heard you
on
want to do some shots here. I'm looking at the rest of it here, and just trying to find some value as far as college basketball is concerned. And
where's Arizona at?
Arizona is 15-1, brother.
I think that's some value, personally.
You think so?
I think that's some value. Where's UCLA at?
UCLA is at 11-1 right now.
And I think that's at some value. I think UCLA and I think Arizona are both great values because I don't think that they are, while they're getting some attention, they don't get a lot of attention, and they're also discredited because they play in the pack. You guys know this tournament is so big, and teams see teams, and it's just like I talked about before. It's like the Kumite or blood sport where you end up playing a team with a style that you just haven't seen all season long. It catches you off guard, and you get smoke showed. And so I think that when you look at a team like Arizona and even UCLA, you have to look at teams that are well-rounded and can beat you several ways. Both teams possess that. They can beat you a whole bunch of different ways. And then the thing I love about Arizona that I've always talked about is just their size. Their great big men size and their depth as far as keeping that rotation fresh and keeping the size big just is a big positive as far as I'm concerned.
Any interest in Villanova to repeat at 10-1?
I don't think Nova repeats.
No?
I don't think Nova repeats, but Villanova is very good, though. They are very good, but for some reason, I just don't trust them in the repeat spot. They just don't look like this team, to me, can be rattled and can scurry.
Okay.
They don't look like that team that, can hold it down and, just believe in themselves to come back from, being down a little bit. I think they can be rattled, this team. But you can't, I love Jay Wright. Talked about him being one of the best coaches in college basketball. I think he might be a little bit underrated in that respect as well, too. Because when we talk about the good coaches in college basketball, you talk about Pitino, Calipari, Izzo. You don't really hear Wright's name in that same sentence, and I don't forget Coach K. And then, a little bit later, you talk Wright, but he won last season with his group, and I think that he does a great job getting these guys prepared. I just don't, for some reason, trust them in this tournament.
Couple of dark horses I'm looking at, Dream, and you might want to chime in on these, but I don't think this Wake Forest team is that horrible. I really don't. Wake Forest right now, 500-1. You got a couple of other spots here. I'm looking at where were you? Let's just see. I'm pulling it up, guys. I have Wake Forest I'm looking at as a dark horse. And then there is I had somebody else that was tickling. The Utah Utes 350-1, kid.
Utah's a cute team, but no.
No. You hate underdogs anyway.
Well, I mean, you got to be realistic, though, and especially when you think about the NCAA tournament and how big it is and how large of a scale it is for this team.
Yeah.
Utah, you know what? They're dope at home in their backyard, quiet, with a couple thousand people clapping and cheering. You set that up in the big stage and you add that times, 50 or something, and now the kids might get a little bit nervous on that stage, and I just don't think that program's ready yet.
The Michigan Wolverines, 150-1.
No, they stink.
No, they stink?
I don't like.
They just went into Indiana
not
and
no
won.
win in the tournament. No.
Well, all you got to do is have one of these teams go far. And believe it or not, you might think I'm crazy, but I got two other ones.
Yep.
Notre Dame 50-1.
I don't mind Notre Dame. I like Notre Dame more than I like Michigan.
Maryland 35-1.
I like Maryland.
Not bad, right?
I like Maryland. Maryland is a nice shot because we've seen point guards thrive in the NCAA tournament. Right. But he healed last year in Oklahoma. Who's the kid? You know, the UConn kid who killed it. I can't think of his name right now. Kimball Walker, sorry, Kimball. Yep. We saw Kimball kill it. Mateen Cleaves, Michigan State. I mean, we've seen point guards absolutely thrive, and Maryland has that dynamic point guard in Melo Trimble. So I do think Maryland is a solid shot.
35. I think it's going to be one of those 20+1 shots that's going to probably emerge and be in a championship. I could see that happening this year. This year's wide open, Dream.
I think this year is pretty wide open. I agree with that. I agree with you with that.
Remember, I got UConn at 120-1 that time.
I do remember that, as you will never stop talking about it.
I will never shut up about that ever again.
No, he is not.
No. So anyway, what else you got up your sleeve, kid?
Yeah, we'll be at my funeral on the eulogy, and Hadley will remember the one time that I put it.
I remember the Dream told me I never shut up about it.
I never shut up about it.
Oh, man.
As far as that's concerned, college basketball, I think we're good there. I got a couple of little small topics that I want to talk about and hear your opinion about as far as what's going on. Are you aware of what's going on with this bathroom bill?
Bathroom bill in sports. Is that like I don't even want to say, but go ahead.
Well,
because I have a feeling.
Apparently, there's a couple of states who are saying if your birth certificate says male, use the men's bathroom.
Oh, I was going to say transgender, but I don't want to sound stupid.
Yeah, don't. Please, don't. So
right.
I'm just saying. And I guess some of the sporting venues don't really care for it.
Oh, okay. Oh, man, that's such a tough topic, bro.
Well, what's tough about
because you know what? Whatever people do in their lives, you know, they're obviously free to do whatever they want.
Wait, what? The bathroom?
Yeah, I know. I don't. It's so tough. I don't even know.
You guys might hate this. I'm going to go out on a limb. I don't know. This could be the last show we ever do because everybody might go up in arms about what I'm about to say. But here's the deal. Because I got a 5-year-old and a 9-year-old, okay? And they go to the men's bathroom, all right? I don't feel like fielding questions why what they thought appeared to be a female was using the men's bathroom.
Okay.
Okay? So that's where I'm at. So and if you guys took offense to that, then I'm sorry, but here's my thing. If it says it just that's where I'm at.
I understand that, and I understand your position 100%, Dream. You know, I mean, there's so many different ways to look at that. I mean, but I get what you're saying. You know, right. It's almost like, and then what happens if you know, somebody that's dressed as a woman goes in there and everybody just thinks it's like a free for all and all kinds of women follow her. And I don't know. I didn't even know this story was happening, but that's
this story's happening, and it's been actually they've pulled venues. Apparently, the NCAA. I didn't know this, but they're threatening right now. They're threatening Texas that they're going to pull the Super Bowl from them, the next Super Bowl from them. The NFL is talking about it's become a big issue. I just started reading up on it. I don't know all the details, so I am just lightly touching on it, but I'm just giving you my position as far as being a dad and fielding questions. I just don't feel like getting into that now.
How are you going to put it? This is where it becomes funny. How do you police that?
I don't get it.
What are you going to do? Frisk somebody and see if they got a package below?
I'll let you.
That's interesting.
Speaking of the NFL, since we're there, we're going to move on from the topic. You guys can let me know what you think about it. If you got any information on this, you can let us know. I hopefully didn't rattle anybody's feathers too much. But speaking of the NFL still, apparently Chad Kelly has not been invited to the Combine this year. According to what's going on in the NFL, and this is the second year that they've gone into this, they're doing background checks now in the NFL, which I don't know how you feel about that. So I want to get your thoughts about that. NFL now is doing background checks apparently on collegiate athletes.
They should
coming into their to the Combine and being invited. And if you have, there's a list of the charges. I'm sorry, and I should have it pulled up because as I'm talking about it, but they have a few charges that they have, felonies, misdemeanors that you've been arrested for or convicted for, I should say.
I'm okay with that.
You're okay with that?
If you're a convicted felon.
So if you're a convicted felon,
depends on I guess it all depends on what they were charged with. If you're charged with like assault and battery on a woman, or dealing cocaine or something like that, something ridiculous.
So here it is. If there's a background check reveals either a felony or misdemeanor conviction for domestic violence, sexual assault, weapons charges, in addition, players who refuse to check, you are not invited to the combine.
How do you feel about that? I'm okay with it.
I don't know. I don't think I'm okay with it. Only because you could get in a situation where there's some mistakes have been made. Okay. Now I know it does say conviction. It says either a felony or misdemeanor conviction. So that means you've had to be convicted of it. It means you went to court and you lost your case or whatever have you. So I do get that, but there are those sometimes with our legal system, there's a lot of gray areas in concerned with convictions and certain charges that can be into play. And sometimes that sexual assault, I got to tell you, the sexual assault, there can be a lot of gray area surrounding a sexual assault, especially with young people. I used to work in the criminal justice system, and I used to see a lot of young minority males who got involved with underage, unminority females.
Okay.
And the unminority females' parents pushed, and some of the young minority males got charges, which will stay on their record for the rest of their lives. And so, guys, not to be stupid, you know what I'm breaking down? I'm talking like a 16-year-old black kid with like a 15-year-old white girl. Okay, sorry, I'm gonna keep it real, but that's what we're talking about.
I think you gotta be
and
over 18.
The parents get outraged and they're upset. And you know what? Now, unfortunately, black kid gets hit with some crazy charge. That charge on his career. That's a sexual charge on his career, on his banner for the rest of his life. When this was just two young kids being young and doing their thing.
Why's he gotta be black though, kid?
Well, I'm just saying that was what I saw.
Okay.
That was the situations that I had seen and was like, wow.
You giving the white boys a pass, kid? What are you trying to do here?
I'm not giving the white boys a pass. I'm not giving the white boys a pass at all. But I'm just saying that's the. Unfortunately, you didn't see a lot of. Forget it.
Yeah, forget it. You're going nowhere fast with this one.
I'm going nowhere fast, and I'm borderline on some crazy territory. But I'm just saying there can be some gray area though sometime in some of those, and so I don't know how I feel about the NFL deciding, picking and choosing who can come to the combine and who cannot.
Just so you know, to all our Caucasian faithful, I got our backs. Don't worry. When he starts going into the race card, I got you back.
I wasn't really a race car. I'm just telling you about what I seen happen. Unfortunately, you didn't see a lot of black families complaining about that situation going on. And then, of course, the one that did go down was that dumb asinine one with the Duke thing. It was ridiculous. That makes you just shake your head.
Exactly. All right. So anyway, I think it's that time, Dream. Because you know what? I think we've done enough of the news. I think it's time to make some money.
All right. Well, hold on. I got two more things because AP is looking like he could be traded.
Okay.
And it's possible that the Packers, as Brett Favre revenge, might go after Adrian Peterson, as he may be on the free agent market very soon.
Okay.
So we've got to keep that in mind. And the other thing is Vince Young is talking about a comeback.
Oh, God. He's like your age, isn't he?
I think he's more like your age. Which still means he's old.
All right. Sounds good, man. All right. Do you have anything else, Dream?
The only other thing I have left, the very last one, Draymond Green, back to NBA, makes comments about Dolan. Because the Dolan thing has not really gone away yet. Still, they're still in progress of it. But my man Drizzy
on one of his minutes says that it's the slave master's mentality. Speaking of keeping the black man down and the white man down, Drizzy jumped right in the fray. Says that Dolan is acting like a slave master.
Really?
Not acting like a slave master. Slave master mentality is what he said. Don't misquote me.
What?
Slave master.
Oh, where does that come from?
Well, he's saying that because it was cool when Oakley was out, playing for them and, hard fouls and doing what he had to do. It was cool. Oakley was cool. Now that Oakley's commenting about not being happy or, negatively criticizing the Knicks, now Oakley's got to go. So that's what Drizzy was trying to get at, which to me makes absolutely no sense because I already said before, Oakley was not out there playing for the Knicks for free.
Exactly.
Okay, that's the first thing. He played for contractual money and got paid very well for it. I agree that he can have an opinion about the team and he can be vocal about his opinion out in the press and what media outlets that he wants to be. As far as going to the venue and creating a situation for himself, I don't agree with the way he acted in that situation. I don't agree with the way that he acted or reacted. And I know a lot of people have come to his defense. And I don't have a problem with him buying a ticket and going to the Garden. But if I buy a ticket and go into the Garden and act like a jerk, they're going to ask me to leave.
Yeah.
At that point, I just pick up and leave. I can act like a jerk outside the Garden, and I can act like a jerk throughout the media. That's fine. But while there, when security comes, ask me to leave, I am to leave, in like an adult human being, respectable citizens manner. And that's where I have my issue with what happened. I don't feel he handled that particular situation right. I don't also feel that maybe the Knicks didn't handle their end of it right either, but they're the security and they're in charge at that point, and they deemed it necessary to ask him to leave, so he should have left. And that is my stance on that.
Well, you know what? My feeling is this. He didn't punch anybody, but like the media put out there or whatever it says. He didn't punch anybody, so I'm on his side with that. But I just don't know. I mean, if you're a security guard and you got this big dude going crazy, pushing you around and stuff like that, what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to just let him push you and just leave him there? You know what I'm saying? I don't get it. I do know what you're saying, and I like I said, I don't like the way. This guy's a millionaire, an ex-basketball player, and he's 54. I know.
Dude. Just walk out. All right, all right, we're out of here.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah,
Let's go
that's
across the bar, across the street, whatever. Who cares? I mean, come on.
Did you like the GIF I sent you the other day with him pushing people around?
Absolutely silly.
All right, Dream. We got 10 minutes here. Let's get right into it, man, because we got a couple of things going on. Obviously, not much in the NBA.
No, only 2 games tonight, and they're both terrible as far as I'm concerned. And I don't know if you can figure them out, or even if you should be bothered trying to figure them out tonight. The first game you got is the Wizards playing the Pacers. Pacers are pretty good at home. I've got no opinion. The Wizards are starting to pick up their pace a little bit. I'm not getting involved with that. That's a mess to me.
The Pacers have lost 5 in a row, so they might be coming out like gangbusters tonight. That might be something to take a look at.
Hard anybody coming out gangbusters with the All-Star game.
Yeah, you know what? You're 100% right, and it's probably a time to fall back from the NBA right now, considering the fact that they usually take their foot off the gas in these last few days before the All-Star break. Except unless you're the Denver Nuggets at home playing the Golden State Warriors.
Well, that's because you can't afford to take your foot off the gas ever.
Right.
For the Nuggets. You just need the win and you can get one. Also tonight, Boston Celtics are playing the Chicago Bulls. I haven't figured out the Bulls yet. The Celtics up and down and on along. It seems like they've been on the road forever. But no opinion on that game either.
Well, they've won 4 in a row, Boston Celtics here. And Chicago is actually -1. It started off with Boston favored, and they are -1 today. So, it looks like there's a little line movement there, Dream. And, you got 4 of these teams that are from the Eastern Conference, all wishing that they could be like my boy in Cleveland.
And actually, I say that they were on the road forever, but they were home last night against the Sixers, so I guess I got to even pull that back.
Pull it back, man. Pull it back. What else you got here? Let's go over to the NCAA and see what we got.
Well, there's a ton of stuff going on in basketball. All right. Once again, we are going to be embroiled in. And by the way, Providence beat Xavier last night. That's a bad loss by Xavier.
Xavier stinks lately, man.
I can't.
You got your team, the Dons, are playing tonight, man. They're playing the Gonzaga Zags.
Yeah, I do know that. I know you'll be all excited for that particular game, unlike me, because Gonzaga in their schedule is just absolutely ridiculous. So here we go. College basketball. Let's start it off right now at 7 o'clock. Texas A&M going into Vanderbilt to play the Vanderbilt Commodores. This Vanderbilt team, not that good. Texas A&M, not that good either. However, Vanderbilt was able to sneak Florida. I've been talking about this game probably for 3 weeks, and I probably should let it go because it's not really that important and in the rear view at this point. However, Texas A&M, they don't do it for me. How about you?
No, man. No. And you know what? I mean, it's not the easiest conference in the world.
Not the easiest conference in the world?
Yeah, you're not going to see, you're going to see battle testing nonstop. But you know what? And especially those road games in the SEC, those are tough, man, But middle of the road team, not a fan. I think they'll make the tournament, but I can't see them going far.
Gotcha. Well, here's what I got, guys. I don't love it. I'm not telling you to go ham on it. It's not an incredible, great play. But Vanderbilt's already beat Texas A&M 68-54 in Texas A&M. I think Vanderbilt wins this game tonight. I like Vanderbilt to beat Texas A&M tonight.
That's an ugly spot, man.
Yeah, I know it's an ugly spot, but I'm just saying I said I don't love it, but I'm giving you an opinion on it. I know Vanderbilt just coming off a loss to Missouri. They beat Arkansas on the road. This team has shown sparks of being good. Mm-hmm. And I like what I've seen. They also beat Iowa State. So I happen to like them tonight against this Texas A&M team, who I just don't think this team doesn't do it for me. So I like Vanderbilt to win the game tonight. The spread's at 4. If you could get it, to a money line, you're probably better off because it might be tight. But I do think Vanderbilt wins this game.
How about Wisconsin going into Michigan? Michigan is minus 1 point. Michigan's favored in this game, Dream.
That was my next spot. Michigan is favored at this point going against this Wisconsin team. Hey, I wanted to ask you about it because you've been pretty embroiled with this Wisconsin team a few times this season. I haven't gotten down with them. I really didn't like Wisconsin since their coach left last year. Mm-hmm. What do you think about them?
Well, you know what? Last year, I had them in a future that paid absolutely crazy. And they went pretty far, and the perimeter shooting was outstanding, and they did play some defense. This year, I don't feel as strong as I did about them last year, to be honest with you. When I look at them here, that Northwestern loss kills me. It absolutely kills me, Dream. They shot 25% from three-point land. I don't know if it was just a cold shooting night or whatever. Obviously it was, but I don't know. I'm just not a huge fan of this team. I think they're overrated, to be honest with you. I really do. They were number 7 when they lost that game, I just can't see it. They have a little bit of experience, obviously.
They're number 11 now, Hat.
I know. I think there's better teams than them. I'm not a fan.
Okay. I'm not either. However, I don't really love this Michigan team either.
Michigan did have an impressive victory over Indiana the other day. I don't know if you watched that. That was on Sunday.
Well, they beat Indiana twice.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That is impressive. You're right. They beat them twice. They also have beaten Michigan State. And they, by the way, have already beaten Wisconsin. No, they lost to Wisconsin. I'm sorry. They did lose to Wisconsin at Wisconsin. My bad. They did lose by 4 points, 68-64. I don't like Michigan. I don't like Wisconsin. I don't like either one of these teams. I don't like the game. What do you got for a spread?
Let's see here. Michigan -1.
Michigan -1. Yeah, I don't like this game, gang. So I'm just gonna. I don't like.
This can go either way.
Yeah.
To be honest with you. One team I do want to point out, Dream, that has been absolutely outstanding for your boy is Monmouth. Gotta love them.
Okay.
They won the other game by like 30 the other night.
Okay.
They are hosting Niagara tonight. Niagara is 9-18 on the year, 4-12 on the road. Monmouth's -14.5, and I may consider taking them minus the spread tonight.
Ooh.
Yeah, man. Yeah, this team's good. And you know what? They got screwed last year out of the tournament. They should have been in there, and they got completely screwed. And you know what? I think that's resonating with them, and I think that they will be in the tournament this year. But you got to go out and win your conference, guys. So go out there and win your damn conference so you can get in a tournament and show people what time it is. I like Monmouth to win big today.
All right, late night as we move later into the NCAA. This is one of my favorite spots. You know how I like apparently Thursday nights, late night Pac-12 action is where it's generally at. You got my team, number 5, Arizona, going into Washington State tonight to put on a little bit of an ass whipping, in my opinion. Arizona is given 12.5. Let's get the teaser out. Let's get the 8-point teaser out. Throw 8 points onto this number, get it down. And then let's look at the Oregon Ducks, who are facing Utah tonight. Utah's going into Oregon. What stinks is these games are going off at the same time. So you're going to have to, flick back and forth if you want. But I do like Arizona. I do like Oregon at home. The Oregon-Utah game should be very good. Mm-hmm. I talked about Utah. I don't think they're ready yet for the big stage in the national, and the NCAA tournament for the size of that particular. But they are good in these spots, and they have played good season. They're 8-5 in the pack all around, so they've had some success against some of these teams. I do like this Utah-Oregon matchup. Oregon at home is very good, and Oregon's 11-2 in the pack themselves. Very good at home. Oregon is. They kind of play a little bit of an ugly game, but they have a lot of elements to their game that absolutely, as far as execution is concerned, they definitely execute. I like their perimeter shooting. I also like their dribble penetration ability from their guards as well. They have a little bit of size down low. I mean, they're not overly sized, which I find maybe one of their Achilles heel, but they do have a little bit of size. Dylan Brooks gets it done from the 4 position for them. I like Oregon to win this game, but I don't necessarily know that I like them to win by the 9.5. That number, for some reason, is bothering me. If this was 6, I'd love it. 9.5, I'm feeling a little bit, because you know what I could see? I could see Oregon being up 10, and Utah coming down and shooting a 3 at the end of the game, and your Oregon winning the game by 7 points.
Okay, sounds good, man. I don't have anything else on the college basketball court, but you have anything on the ice?
All right, let's move over to the ice real quick. And I believe I got. Hold on 1 second. Pull it out. I got one play on the ice. All right, one play on the ice tonight, and that is the Pittsburgh Penguins. They are playing the Jets. That's a 7 o'clock start. I do like the Pittsburgh Penguins. Oh, sorry, 2 plays. And I like the Edmonton Oilers. It's a 9 o'clock start. Edmonton is playing the Flyers. The Flyers are a little bit dysfunctional this season, going through their ups and downs. This Edmonton team has been very good, especially at home. I like Edmonton and the Flyers. I would not mix those two or anything else. Play the 2 hockeys by themselves. Moneyline parlay. Penguins, Edmonton, Oilers, and then you could get involved with Arizona and Oregon as far as the teaser is concerned. Those are the recommendations for this evening.
All right, sounds good, brother. So that's going to do it for us, man, on this Friday Eve, getting ready for another weekend dream. I am not going to drink that much this weekend. I did it too much last week. Forget it. I have to relax. I got to relax and get my body dead right. So I'm going to kind of be chilling. So what are you going to be doing this weekend? You got any big plans?
Well, I got the kids this weekend, so not a lot's going to go on for me this weekend as far as that's concerned. We'll probably, go do some stuff that we do. I got to probably get them out. Maybe a little bit of sledding will go down. Probably can see the Batman Lego movie.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I know. I can't wait.
Take them to see Yale tomorrow night.
That's an idea.
Princeton's coming into Yale tomorrow night, brother.
What's up? You down?
Possibly.
All right, well, that's an idea. The kids love going to Yale basketball, so if you're down, that'd be a great spot because they haven't done that this season. Dude, I'd love to do that.
It's going to be a great game because Princeton has won 11 games in a row, and Yale's coming off the Harvard loss.
Okay.
So it might be a good spot for us to jump on Yale as well. I mean, Princeton's good, but Yale is 8-1 at home, so we'll talk about it tomorrow.
All right, cool. I want to thank everybody that's retweeted the show. Terrence Mack, JDH24, Joseph Del Rosario, Fast Eddie 72. Thank you for retweeting and also contributing with the lovely picks. Deeks Picks, good to see you out there. I am at work. with my man Deeks Picks, trying to get him on. Want to talk to him a little bit about college basketball. That's what he gets down with. And he is talking about coming on a little bit closer to the tournament. So I am working on that. Shane Whitehead, what's good? Good to see you, brother. Benjamin Rowe, JC, Vegas Girl 92661, Rick Lopez, Cash Action Bets, Jackie, my man Scott Weaver. Weaver's out there. Jim Romas, the douches in the house as well. Total Sports Edge, send a shout out to you, Hockey Immortal. Quick shout out to you as well, Jonesy, Killer Cam 505, Joseph Del Rosario, Benjamin Rowe, Jeff Ryan, and Sin City Maverick, along with Mr. Charlie over at Direct Sports Solution, Irvin, OJFB, Queen of Odds and Cash Action Bets. Gang, we are embarking on trying to change a few things with this program, so we just ask that you bear with us a little bit. We want to bring the program, maybe go back a little bit to basics here, working on having a couple more guests come on a little bit more frequently, but just give us a minute as we are trying to make a little bit more adjustments to what we want to do here at the SBTV Nation. Love you to death. I'm the Dream. Always remember who you're with. Make the most of each and every day, as you cannot get this time back.
Yes, sir. Guys, I'm just going to say one thing. Go to work today.
Oh, here we go.
Embrace the fact that you have a job and that you are blessed with having a job. And get that money. Let's go.